Hi everyone! Welcome to LifeWay Kids Church Online. I'm Pastor Christine, and I'm so excited about all the fun that we're going to have today. This month we're talking about gratitude. If you remember, gratitude is letting others know you see how they've helped you. It's important for us to show our gratitude to God and also our gratitude to other people. One fun way to do this is by sharing some shout outs. If you remember, we've been shouting out some thanks, maybe to your mom, to your dad, to a teacher. Maybe it's for your mom for always making your lunch, or maybe you want to give a shout out to a baseball coach for helping you be a better player. The person doesn't even have to be in the same room as you. They can be anywhere. If you want to give a shout out, all you have to do is think of the person in your mind, and when I count to 3, you'll give your best shout out. Ready? 1, 2, 3, shout out! That was great! Giving a shout out is a great way to show gratitude. And so is standing in worship and worshiping our amazing God. So if you'll all stand, we will sing together.
Every time I'm feeling down, you pick me up. Sing, oh, oh. And when my heart is feeling emptied out, you fill my cup. Sing it out now. Oh, oh. I just wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I just wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I wanna say thank you, just wanna say thank you. Yeah! T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. Thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. Here we go, verse 2. I'm grateful for the way you've been a friend to me. Sing, oh, oh. And even in the deepest, darkest night, you help me see. Sing it out now. Oh, oh. I just wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I just wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I wanna say thank you, just wanna say thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. Thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. Thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. For the joy that you give to me, for the way that you made me free, for my friends and my family, I just wanna say, for loving me from the start, for every beat of my heart, for everything you are. I just wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I just wanna say thank you for the way you love me. I wanna say thank you, just wanna say thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. Thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. Thank you. T-H-A-N-K-Y-O-U, thank you. For the joy that you give to me, for the way that you made me free, for my friends and my family, I just wanna say, for loving me from the start, for every beat of my heart, for everything you are. I just wanna say
Oh, hey there. I'm Erica. Do you have any habits? I don't mean habits like picking your nose or biting your fingernails. Oh, sorry, I know it's bad. I'm talking about habits that are good for you, like eating your vegetables or brushing your teeth before bedtime. These are good habits, and today we're talking about getting in a good habit of gratitude. Gratitude is letting others know you see how they've helped you. It shouldn't be hard to get into a habit of gratitude. After all, saying thank you is really easy, especially if you're sending a text. See? Thank you. Or thanks. Anyway, the thanking part is the easy part of the habit. The part that isn't so easy is the remembering part. Usually when we don't say thank you, it's because we forget. That's true when thanking other people, and it can be true when thanking God too. In today's story, we're going to learn how we can make a habit of remembering what God has done for us. It sounds like a good habit to me. I've got to stop doing that. Bye.
Oh, fantastic. That was Johnny Boy and the Beef Jerky Boys running away from a fight. Up next, we got more hits for you. But first, let's take some calls. Hello, you are on WSO with John.
Hey, John, this is Steve at WJED in Skokie. Just wanted to give a shout out and say thank you for bringing so much joy to the people.
Thanks, Steve. Right back at you. Hey, you're on the air with John.
John, this is Barb and Vidalia at WON. Just wanted to say thank you. You're sweeter than honeycomb dipped in molasses. Keep up the good work, sugar.
Thanks, Barb. Hello, talk to me.
Hi, this is Brandon, your co-host on the So-and-So Show. I wanted to give you a shout out and say, you're the best host ever.
But seriously, Brandon, if anyone is the best host ever, it's you, buddy.
Yeah. How about some music from Planet John's guitar hit, Chain Reaction of Love?
You're not the only one who's good at impersonations.
Whoa.
Hello, everyone. I'm Brandon.
I'm John.
And welcome to the So-and-So Show. So, John.
Hey, Jabberwocky is a nonsense poem written by Lewis Carroll, included in his novel Through the Looking Glass.
Yeah. Okay, John.
Yeah.
I mean, are you going to do the show with me today?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just have to get my daily reading in.
Okay, right now?
Yeah. I mean, it's important to make a habit of reading a little bit every day, kids.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Today I'm reading this classic, The Jay in Kekalapadaya.
Do you have to read it in the middle of the show?
I've missed a few days and I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah, how many days?
What day is it? 1, 2, 3 years. Huh. Did you know that Jacksonville, Florida is the largest city by land area in the continental United States?
I did not know that.
This book is incredible. You can learn almost anything you want. As long as it starts with a J and existed before 1967. Yeah, I don't know why more people haven't read it.
Yeah, me neither. By the way, if you don't know what an encyclopedia is, you can look it up on the internet, along with literally anything else you want to learn about.
What? Not all jaguars have spots. That's crazy.
John, please read that some other time. We're in the middle of something here.
I know, but I found that I have a better chance of keeping a good habit when I habit stack.
When you what now?
When I habit stack.
Yeah, I heard the words.
It's when you take one habit and you stack it onto another. Like, I'm in the habit of doing the So-and-So Show with you every week. If I stack my reading habit on top of that, then I won't forget to read.
Okay, can't you stack it onto another habit? I mean, what's another habit you have?
Well, when I wake up in the morning, I have a habit of screaming before I do anything else.
Why in the world?
Clears the lungs.
Oh, fine. Okay, why don't you habit stack reading after your morning scream?
Oh, because after my morning scream, I drink my morning coffee. Hey!
Okay, then habit stack reading after your coffee.
Oh, but that would get in the way of my morning cry. Hey!
Is the paddleball part of it?
Habit stacking.
Okay. So you've got a full morning.
Uh-huh.
All right. But we've got to figure out some place to stack your reading habit.
Okay, we can make a game of it.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah!
Habit Stacking Heroes.
The game is easy. Instead of doing habits one after another, we're going to do them all at once. Whoever can do the most good habits at the same time wins. Make sense?
Not at all. Let's play.
Ready, set, go!
Brush your teeth.
Okay.
Easy.
Uh-huh. Look at that.
Sit-ups.
Zero.
Okay. All right.
Practice math.
What? Okay. Practice math. This is easy. I don't even need a calculator.
2 equals 4.
Vocal warm-ups.
Oh. Cats can't kick cups. Cats can't kick cups.
Do the bicycle.
Cats can't kick cups.
You're both winners.
Oh. Really? Hey, I've never felt more productive.
It's Bible story time with Cameron.
Hey, good people.
Hey, Cameron. Thanks again for taking our friend Kellen's place this month.
Anytime. What's going on with you guys today?
Habit stacking. You want to try?
Trust me, Cameron, it's a hard no.
Okay, but habits can be good sometimes. In fact, today we're talking about a habit that began thousands of years ago that's still happening today.
Awesome. Take it away, Cameron.
You've probably heard of the Lord's Supper, or maybe you've heard it called communion, or even a really fancy word like Eucharist. Different people observe the Lord's Supper in different ways, sometimes every week or every month, or maybe a few times a year. Sometimes people use bread and wine, sometimes they use juice and crackers. But even though everyone does it a little bit differently, the reason they do it is the same. They do it to remember. When Jesus and his disciples were having their Last Supper together, they themselves were remembering something called the Passover. Hundreds of years before Jesus, God's people, the Israelites, were slaves in Egypt. And God chose a man named Moses to rescue his people from the Egyptian Pharaoh. Moses said,
Let my people go.
but the Pharaoh refused, so God sent 10 plagues: frogs, sick animals, flies. But the 10th plague was by far the worst. Moses warned Pharaoh that if he didn't let God's people go, every firstborn son in Egypt would die, including Pharaoh's own son. But Pharaoh refused. God gave the Israelites a way to protect themselves from what was coming. They were to sacrifice a lamb, then spread some of its blood on the doorframe of their houses. This would be a sign for God to pass over that home and not harm anyone inside. That night, those with the blood of the lamb on their doorframes were spared. But Pharaoh's firstborn son died, along with every other firstborn son in Egypt. So Pharaoh sent the Israelites away. After hundreds of years in slavery, they were finally free. That's what Jesus and his disciples were remembering during their last meal together. They were remembering the day when God rescued his people from slavery in Egypt. But Jesus was about to give the celebration a whole new meaning for you and me. When Jesus had given thanks, he broke the bread and he said,
"This is my body. It is given for you. Every time you eat it, do it in memory of me."
After supper, Jesus took the cup of wine and said,
"This cup is the new covenant in my blood. Every time you drink it, do it in memory of me."
Jesus knew that God had a plan for another incredible rescue. This time, he would rescue the whole world. And this time, Jesus himself would be the sacrifice. That's why we celebrate the Lord's Supper today. So we can show God how grateful we are to him for sending his son, and so that we can get in the habit of remembering how Jesus gave his life to save you and me. The end.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah, it's so cool to think that when we take communion or the Lord's Supper, we're literally doing something that Christians have been doing since the beginning of the church.
And that's over 100 years.
Try 2,000 years.
I say again, wow.
Yeah. It's important for us to have things we do regularly that can remind us to be grateful to God.
Hey, you ought to have it stack that, John.
Yeah, I'll put that right after my morning cry. You see, Cameron?
You don't have to explain.
Okay.
Thanks for the story, Cameron.
You bet, guys. See you next time.
Looks like we've got some remembering to do, John.
I'm ready to try, but it's just hard for me. I can't even remember to send my Aunt Maisie a thank you card for my graduation present.
Your graduation?
Oh, yeah, I've been meaning to do it for 25 years.
Reveal the question! What helps you remember to be grateful?
Well, doing the Lord's Supper helps me remember to be grateful for what Jesus did for us.
Yeah, and being outside can help me remember to be thankful for all the beautiful things God made.
Yeah, what about you? What helps you remember to be grateful? Not just to God, but to people too.
Yeah, talk about it together.
And we'll see you next time on the So-and-So Show. And I'll be moving on to the K in the Encyclopedia. Can't wait to tell you the major export of Kirkarikichistain. Kirkarankasingerstain.
I can't wait either. Bye.
Bye.
Yep, Jenny! Farley!
For thousands of years, people have been finding different ways, different habits, or traditions to help them remember what God has done. We remember that God sent Jesus to earth by celebrating Christmas. We remember the time Jesus came back from the dead every Easter. And another thing people do to remember Jesus died on a cross for our sins is celebrate something called the Lord's Supper, or communion. Some people remember the Last Supper Jesus had with his disciples by eating bread or wine. Some people eat crackers and juice. But however you celebrate, it's important to remember Jesus died for you because he loves you, and he made a way for you to have a relationship with God. Here's the one thing to remember today. Get in the habit of being grateful. Find a way every day to thank God for what he's done. And be specific. Thank him for the smell of the rain, or the sweetness of the ice cream you're eating, or for the music that makes you want to dance. And if you have a moment to really remember what he's done for you through the Lord's Supper or communion, or during a special holiday, don't let that moment pass you by. Really think about God and how much he loves you. I think that will be a good habit for all of us. And it won't cause pain in your cuticles. I'll see you later. Thank you.
The November memory verse is, "Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever." Psalm 136, .1. Wow, we have the biggest reason ever to be grateful because all that Jesus has done for us. Jesus gave his life for us. He made it possible for us to have a close relationship with God that will last forever. That's something we should remember often and be thankful for. It'll help us remember that we can trust God no matter what. It'll help us remember to take time to say thank you to God and the people God put in our lives. Remember, get in the habit of being grateful. There are other great ways we can do that too. You can make a habit of talking to God and thanking him for all the good things in your life. Maybe you talk to God and thank him before you eat a meal, or pray and thank him before you go to sleep at night. Those are all great ways to get in the habit of being grateful. Maybe your mom or dad likes to remind you to say thank you when someone gives you a gift or does something nice for you. Do you know why they do that? They want you to get into the habit of being grateful. Let us bow our heads and pray. Dear God, you have done so many wonderful things for us. You sent Jesus to be our Savior. Please help us get in the habit of being grateful. When we do things like celebrating together, and as we live every day with a thankful attitude, help us get in the habit of being grateful to you. We love you, and we ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, guys, have a great week. Bye.
Everyone is part of a bigger story. It's a bigger story than you can imagine. It's a big story about a really big God. Discover the story that shows you the character of God.
Hey, I'm Caleb, and I'm so thankful that you've shown up to see my Bible. Whether you check it out online or on paper, the Bible contains 66 books, and each one is filled with God's words, written down by dozens of people over hundreds of years. Through these words, God's Spirit can speak to each one of us today. I'm so thankful for this gift God's given us, especially because the Bible shares some incredible stories of gratitude. And we're actually going to take a look at 5 of them right now. We start off in the book of 1 Thessalonians. Here, the Apostle Paul is writing to encourage believers at the church in Thessalonica. Give thanks no matter what happens. God wants you to thank him because you believe in Christ Jesus. You can tell God thank you no matter what's up or what's down in your life. Because no matter what's going on, we've got Jesus to walk with us. Time to jump back to the Old Testament in the book of 2 Samuel. The Ark of the Covenant, a magnificent chest representing God's presence, has been returned home after being captured in battle. Except the Ark is in storage in someone's house. One of David's first moves as king is to bring the Ark home to Jerusalem. And he's so excited about the things God has done and what's up that he gets down to celebrate. Let's slide ahead to the New Testament and the Gospel of Luke. Here, we meet 10 guys who live as outcasts because of a terrible skin disease. But then they meet Jesus, and in minutes, he turns their lives right side up. Time for a big thank you party with balloons and confetti, right? Or at least handwritten notes to say gracias? You'd think. Time to wrap up in the book of Matthew. Jesus, the master storyteller, spins a tale about a man who owns a vineyard loaded with ripe grapes. Early in the morning, the owner hires a couple workers to pick grapes for fair pay. Then, he brings on more workers throughout the day. But at quitting time, everyone gets the same size paycheck. The early workers cry foul, but instead of adjusting their checks, the owner tells them to check their hearts. We wrap up in the book of 1 Corinthians. Right here, the Apostle Paul reminds believers of a special way to remember all that God has done. Before his death, Jesus shared the Passover meal with his friends, reminding them how God rescued the Israelites from slavery in Egypt. But the meal also showed how Jesus would give his own life to rescue us. Now there's something special we can do to remember all that God has done for us. Wherever you go, whatever you do, it's always wise to let God and others know that you see how they've helped you. That's gratitude. And I can't wait to see how it plays out in you and me.